Hello everyone and welcome to another card video. You may hear Dexter in the background. I have some fun things to play with from Concord 9th. We are making bags. I have a few other things. My paper is pretty much from Felicity Jane. They make made. Fantastic. I think she does have some digital things. They make fantastic pattern paper and collections. So, this is kind of what we're going with. I made this a matching card with some ephemera. The new bundle is called In the Bag, and we're using that and a few other things from the latest January release from Concord and 9th. So let me show you what I've got, and let's be distracted by Dex. So I have the C9 collection from January. In the Bag, Sweet on You, and Pop Heart. Yes, I'm using my quilting ruler to cut my pattern paper today because I want to make sure that the patterns that I'm using line up on each side of the basket. Gosh, what is wrong with me today? I'm using the larger of the two bags that come in the Bag die set. Cut two, and you've got yourself a bag. This is my kind of accessories drawer. I have two. This is just one of them. And I'm going to use some of these things to decorate my bags today. You know what it is? I ran out of coffee pods. So I've had no caffeine this morning. It's terrible. I'm using the candy jar die from the Sweet on You bundle to cut a jar or a vase out of the front of my bag. I did use the negative on another project to make that card, so you got like a twofer there. The great thing about Felicity Jane is that everything coordinates, so I'm using the pattern paper that coordinates with those flowers that I pulled out of my accessory drawer. I'm using the half width. I'm sorry. Every time I say that, I think of half wit. The thinner of the foam squares from scrapbook adhesives to just slightly pop up or give a little bit of dimension to the front of my bag. I love how the flowers on the pattern paper coordinate with the flowers on the outside. You could easily do this with stamps. Easily. To add handles to my bag, I'm going to use my Silent Setter and these We Are Memory Keepers white or ivory. I have both. I'm going to use both today to make the handles for my bag. I chose to use the ivory ones on this bag, but you could use coordinating colors and make it fun. There's so many options. I used the die that they give you in the set to mark where I wanted to make my holes. And then once I completed the front, I just used the front to line up the back. Oh, and here comes the fun. I have lots of twine and ribbon and all kinds of goodies. But this time I wanted to use this kind of vintagey lace type ribbon. I still have a good amount of ribbon. I still like to use ribbon. I store them in these jars behind me on the shelf. I dropped my F-bomb. To adhere all of the goodies, I'm using those same half width foam squares just because I didn't want it to be too much dimension, but I did want, because I love dimension. It has to have a little. And since I was already grabbing things from my little accessories drawer, I wanted to use some of these pre-made sentiments. This is a collection of a lot of different brands and artists, so I'm not sure where these came from. Many of these were made for scrapbooking, not necessarily card making, but you can use them. They're wonderful, and it makes things so easy when it's already pre-made. So I was trying to decide between the thinking of you and the best things in life are friends like you, and I went with the green because I felt like it coordinated better. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that we were trying to make rock candy because that's what we wanted to put in the bags for Valentine's Day and give to our Valentines. But the rock candy experiment was a total disaster. I have very little of this lacy ribbon, so I have to be very careful about how I do these handles. So as I'm being very conservative in my knot tying, I think I'm just going to fill them with candy. I'm just going to buy candy instead of making candy, which is not as fun, but it's fine. So these dies are very well designed. They're very simple and easy to put together. Having some very thin, like 1/8 inch tear tape adhesive is making this way easy. You make sure you burnish your score lines and everything lines up. You can see here where I'm putting the adhesive and how I'm lining it up. It was easiest for me to adhere the bottom and then use my Teflon bone folder to get down in there and just like activate that adhesive. Activate it. Then I go to the sides and line them up, and if you're using patterns, make sure your patterns line up because I made that boo-boo early on. I am also using paper, not cardstock, so it's easier to kind of manipulate it and mold it. I could even put a little bit of like some paper flowers coming out of the top or maybe some faux flowers. Oh, ideas are circulating. I'm going to make another bag. This is also Felicity Jane pattern paper. I have a lot because I love them. I want to do the same kind of idea, but this time with hearts. So this heart paper is definitely being included. So I'm choosing this like light gray gingham as the actual bag. So I want to line up my die along with the patterns so that when I fold my bag together, the gingham goes all the way around the bag. Success! It will work. And I'm going to use the heart, the large heart from the Pop Heart bundle, to cut the heart out of the front of the bag. And that adorable heart pattern paper is going to live behind the heart. And again, reaching into my wonderful accessory drawer for my stash of hearts. I also found this card holder made for 3x4, scrapbooking, but I'm going to put it in the back so that I can add a gift card. For this bag, I want to stamp a sentiment on a tag and tie it to the handles. So I'm using the Love You. I think this is the Pop Heart stamp set. Pop Heart. Yes. I chose a coordinating green ink. I think this is Catherine Pooler Sage. I had a little boo-boo in my stamping, but a micro brush and a little bit of ink blending on this bold font just cleaned it right up. I'm putting this bag together the exact same way that I did the previous one. I absolutely love the butterflies on the inside of this paper. For this bag, I'm using some awesome green ribbon for the handles, and for whatever reason, my camera just didn't want to film the down-facing footage for this bag when I was done. So here are the beautiful photos that I took of the bag and the little tag that I made. The tag is also from Felicity Jane.
Here's your cupcake.
Finally. What terrible service. I hope that you enjoyed making some bags with me today. Follow Concord 9th. You can check out what Felicity Jane has left in her shop. And follow me on social media.
Are you ready for the check?
I am not paying for that.